Hi, it's Janelle with Parsnips and Parsimony, and today I'm going to be doing a 6-week postpartum update. If you want to see her birth, you can go ahead and click that right up here. But this video is just going to talk a little bit about how I've been feeling and how my body's been responding to the postpartum period. So right after I delivered her, my stomach was extremely squishy. If you guys have had babies, you know that squishy belly feeling. And within a couple days, I wanted to check to see how my diastasis was. And if you're not familiar with diastasis, it's where your abdominal muscles come together in your front, and you have space down the middle of connective tissue that joins those muscles together. And when you're pregnant, those separate so the baby can continue to grow. And in a normal, healthy, usually first-time mom, those muscles go together fairly quickly, and you just have to strengthen and tone your body and all is well. But when moms like myself have had more than one baby, particularly if they are large babies, sometimes those muscles stay apart and the connective tissue gets extremely thin. And I knew that I had had this at least since I had had Mary, and I had been working on healing that over the past about 4 years. Now, symptoms of a diastasis is you still look very pregnant after you've had a baby. Of course, in the beginning, immediately after you've had a baby, you're going to look like you just had a baby. But I'm talking 6 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, a year after you've had a baby, you still have that mom pooch or you look pregnant. You may have a diastasis. And in my case, I did not necessarily look like I had the mom pooch, but what I kept experiencing was back pain. And again, the back pain is because your core and all your muscles are not strong enough to sustain your body and your back, and so your posture is switching and changing around, and you're just feeling blah. For the past 4 years, I have been working on healing my diastasis. Of course, I've had 2 pregnancies in the past 4 years, so this past pregnancy, I had no back pain, which I took as a wonderful sign that all my hard work on trying to heal this had paid off. But Lillian was a big baby, 9 pounds 4 ounces, and I could tell from the way I was carrying her and how big she was that she had really messed up my muscles. So a few days after I had her, I checked for a diastasis, and I did have one. I've been going back to my exercises, trying to get my muscles to get some strength, but again, because it was the first couple weeks, I wanted to be really careful. Well, I reached out to the Tummy team. If you're not familiar with that, you can find the link in the description below. But they specialize in rebuilding your core, your abdominal muscles, and diastasis. And I reached out to them and said, is this something that I could do, at this point now that I am, postpartum, and do you think it would help? And they went ahead and said yes. They went ahead and said yes, that the program should help me, even though I am 6 weeks postpartum and I've had 7 kids. So for the next couple weeks, I'm going to be using their Core Foundations program. It's an 8-week program, and I'm going to be showing you guys, hopefully, progress on my diastasis and seeing if that can get rid of a little bit of the mom pooch, because I now have that mom pooch. When I checked myself for the diastasis, originally I could actually start feeling some of my intestines. That has gotten a lot better, but it has not fully closed. So I want to work on strengthening my core and try to regain my strength for lifting, getting back at riding the emergency squad, and just getting back to normal and ready to get outside in the garden. So for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be showing you guys my progress. And if you have any questions about that, you can check the links in the description, or you can ask me below. I want to give you guys a quick look at how my stomach looks with the diastasis. And I don't know if you guys can notice it, but my diastasis is primarily at my belly button and above. So I have like this bulgy thing here, but then down here, my waist is normal. So I'm hoping to actually get this to go down. I usually have about a 20 29 and a half waist, and right now I'm sitting closer to 31, so I'm still got about 2 inches there, and that I'm going to attribute most of it to the diastasis. Again, I still have about 10 pounds to lose, so there's probably a little bit of extra fat there. We'll see if the core foundations helps with that at all. The bleeding has finally stopped. That was a much longer process this time around, and I attribute that to, first of all, having 6 other kids that I needed to watch, but also she was a much bigger baby, and so that meant a bigger placenta, a bigger wound, and it's baby number 7. Those things sometimes can just take a little bit longer. So far, I have lost a total of 28 pounds. And it's a slow process. I'm still losing about a pound a week. Sometimes it's only a half a pound, but it's a slow, seems to be at least, a slow and steady weight loss, and that's what I'm aiming for. Some of you guys have asked me what is my primary diet, and I'm very careful about what I eat right now because I don't really want to diet per se because I am breastfeeding, and I don't want to take away from the nutrition that she needs, but on the other hand, I also need to make sure that I'm not eating everything in sight and then packing on more weight, because that's not a good balance either. Past 3 years, I have been primarily eating a low carb, high fat diet. I can't say that I am strictly low carb because there are times that I eat other foods. You guys have watched my channel and our daily vlogs. You know that I am passionate about food. I love my food. My food makes me happy. I love making food for other people and cooking it. So to say and restrict myself on a diet is torture for me because I love food. And I try to balance my love for food with what I'm eating and what I'm cooking. I do stick more to a trim, healthy mama style of eating, but I don't necessarily use the different sweeteners and things like that. I generally try not to cook with sugar. There might be a teaspoon here or a tablespoon here in this recipe, but I try to stay away from the quick breads and the desserts and the cookies and things like that because there's not really a lot of nutritional value to them, and they're not really all that healthy for you. However, because the kids need to eat more carbs because they're burning a lot more energy than I am not making special meals for myself. If I'm not so busy breastfeeding, I will take the time to make myself maybe a special meal. If the kids are having mac and cheese for lunch, I might make myself a salad with either chicken or salmon on the top of it. But right now, I don't even have time to turn around and see what's going on, let alone cook a special meal for myself. So I am just eating what the kids are eating in moderation. So I'm really keeping an eye on my portions. My diet really hasn't changed at all. It stays the same. So I'm hoping that the weight will just slowly drop off. One thing that I have not been able to do a lot of is any type of exercising. So I'm hoping that using these core foundations for my diastasis might help with getting myself not only toned up but a little bit more physically active. I do wear a step counter or a pedometer every day, and I will tell you, it's not pretty. I'm getting maybe 2,000, 3,000 steps a day at best, and that's just because I'm clocking so much time feeding Lillian in a chair. She loves to breastfeed. I wouldn't say constantly, but a lot during the daytime, but she is a dream baby for sleeping. She wakes up usually once a night, which I could not ask for anything better. In fact, she's sleeping stretches of anywhere from 5 to 7 hours straight at night, which is fabulous for me, but she makes up those extra nursing calories in the daytime. So, and a quick update on Lillian. She is doing fabulous. She's starting to outgrow her 0 to 3 month clothing. I don't know how much she weighs, but I'm going to take a guess. She's right around that 12 and a half pound mark. She eats like a champ. She loves nursing all during the daytime. And she just is a generally happy baby as long as she is fed and rested. And the rested part is something that we're having a little bit of a hard time getting in our house. She loves the physical contact, and so, oh, bones! Did that have bones in it? Oh. Cough it up, cough it up. Oh, see, I'm okay. She is starting to return our smiles now and starting to coo a little bit more, and that is just so sweet, particularly in the morning. She's just this happy, happy child. As the day goes on and she gets less and less rested, she turns into a little bit more of a cranky baby, and we're having a hard time getting her to be rested because just the noise level in our house. She still has that newborn startle reflex where she's not controlling her hands. So when she goes in her bassinet and she's sound asleep, all of a sudden a child of mine will make a loud noise and suddenly it'll startle her and her arms will flail up, and often it bumps her face and wakes her up, and then she can't go back to sleep. So that has been something we've been working through for the past week or so, trying to get her to sleep soundly. Once in a while, I can get her to sleep like 3 or 4 hours in the afternoon, but that's not something that's consistent. So I haven't been able to get a whole lot of stuff done around the house because I'm usually either holding her or feeding her. She has, in the past 2 days, started to enjoy the swing a little bit more, and Art noticed that she seems to be paying attention to her environment a little bit better. So we're thinking that maybe she's actually being entertained by seeing all the kids buzzing around her and all that. But I also moved the swing into the kitchen where I cook a lot for the kids, and I think her being able to see me has helped too. But other than that, say oh, there's a smile. You a happy baby. See, I try to be a happy baby. She really is one of my easier babies, which I am very thankful for. And if I could either wear her or hold her all day, I don't think I would have any problems at all with her. So if she was my first baby, you'd be as happy as a pig in mud, right? I think that's pretty much all there is to update you guys on my 6-week postpartum. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the description below. If you're new to our channel, thank you so much for watching this video. We are doing a current challenge in our home of renovating a bedroom for our 5 girls. And so we've been very busy doing that. You can watch those videos in the playlist. Be sure to subscribe so you can see the progress that I'm making or hoping to make with my diastasis and getting back to normal. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you for our next video. Can you say goodbye? Say bye.